When disaster strikes, will your local grocery store have your back? Let me share a story about my neighbor Mike, who faced a brutal 2-week blackout after an unexpected storm. Within hours, our store shelves were wiped clean. No bread, no milk, no canned goods. Mike thought having cash would save him, but money's useless when there's nothing left to buy. I watched him trade his last flashlight batteries for a single bag of rice to feed his family. Meanwhile, my family stayed secure, eating 3 full meals a day, thanks to the stockpile I'd built months earlier. That's the difference between being prepared and being desperate. With supply chains crumbling, inflation soaring, and disasters becoming the norm, the question isn't if but when. So, what should you stockpile now? Stick around as I reveal the 10 essential grocery items you'll wish you had when the shelves go bare. 1. The timeless power of oats. Oats aren't just a breakfast staple. They're a survival superfood that has sustained entire civilizations through history. Forget the trendy overnight oats you see on social media. This is about the kind of oats that fueled armies, explorers, and families during some of the toughest times in history. Right now, oats are incredibly affordable, costing around 1 bite up to 5 baht pound when bought in bulk. But don't let the low price fool you. That single pound of oats packs a whopping 1,750 calories, nearly enough to sustain an adult for an entire day. During the Irish potato famine in the 1840s, oats became a lifeline for rural families when their primary food source, potatoes, failed. In a crisis, oats are more than just a meal. They're a source of health and resilience. They help lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, and keep your digestive system functioning even under the stress of survival situations. Properly stored in sealed mylar bags with oxygen absorbers, oats can last up to 25 years, making them a long-term investment in your survival plan. What makes oats even more versatile is how easy they are to prepare. You can cook them with minimal fuel, soak them overnight for a no-cook option, or grind them into flour to replace wheat in baking. They can even double as emergency livestock feed if you're in a pinch. During World War II, oats were a staple in Britain, keeping both civilians and soldiers nourished when bread became scarce. Here's a surprising fact. Americans consume only about 16 pounds of oats per year, compared to over 100 pounds of rice. This means oats are less likely to disappear from shelves during a panic, giving you a chance to quietly stock up while others scramble for pasta and rice. Oats are a compact, calorie-dense, and nutrient-rich food that can provide not just sustenance but also a sense of comfort in uncertain times. 9. The survival goldmine, peanut butter. If there's one food that screams survival, it's peanut butter. Compact, calorie-dense, and packed with essential nutrients, peanut butter has been a staple in military rations and survival kits for decades. A single 2-tablespoon serving delivers 190 calories, 8 grams of protein, and 16 grams of fat. Everything your body needs to stay fueled and focused in a crisis. Peanut butter's value as a survival food isn't just theoretical. During Venezuela's economic collapse, peanut butter became a black market luxury, with prices skyrocketing by 500% because families knew it could keep children alive when other protein sources vanished. 1 jar of peanut butter can sit unopened in your pantry for 2 years and remain edible long after its best-by date. Its high-fat content not only provides long-lasting energy, but also helps you feel full, making it an excellent complement to staples like rice and beans. The global peanut supply, however, is under pressure. In 2022, droughts in Argentina and heat waves in India, the world's largest peanut producer, reduced yields by nearly 20%. At the same time, U.S. exports have surged as China buys up peanut oil, leaving less for domestic shelves. This means peanut butter prices are likely to climb, making it a smart idea to stock up now while it's still affordable. Beyond its nutritional value, peanut butter is a powerful barter item. In Zimbabwe's economic collapse, a single jar was traded for half a tank of fuel. It's also a morale booster. Try feeding your kids canned sardines every day, and then hand them a spoonful of peanut butter. You'll see their spirits lift instantly. Whether you're using it as a calorie-dense meal, a tradable commodity, or a way to keep your family's morale high, peanut butter is a survival goldmine you don't want to overlook. 8. The time-defying miracle, powdered eggs. Fresh eggs are a kitchen staple, but they're fragile, require refrigeration, and have a shelf life of only a few weeks. Enter powdered eggs, the time-defying miracle food that can sit in your pantry for up to 10 years and still deliver the same nutrition as fresh eggs. During World War II, powdered eggs were a lifeline for both the US and British militaries, which shipped millions of pounds to troops because fresh eggs were impossible to transport across oceans. A single tablespoon of powdered egg equals 1 whole egg, complete with protein, fat, and essential vitamins like D. A standard 10 can of powdered eggs weighing about 2.5 pounds contains the equivalent of 236 eggs. Imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you have hundreds of eggs at your disposal when fresh supplies run out. The fragility of poultry farming makes fresh eggs one of the first items to disappear during a crisis. Remember the avian flu outbreak that wiped out 58 million chickens in the US and sent egg prices soaring to $7 a dozen? That wasn't a distant memory, it was just last year. Powdered eggs eliminate this vulnerability, giving you a reliable source of protein and a key ingredient for baking. In a survival situation, powdered eggs are more than just a breakfast option. They're the missing link in your pantry that allows you to bake bread, cakes, and pancakes when flour and oil are available. Preppers who lived through Hurricane Katrina often cited powdered eggs as the one item that kept their diets from becoming monotonous. They're compact, lightweight, and easy to prepare. Just add water, and you're ready to scramble, bake, or fry. When the next crisis hits and fresh eggs vanish from store shelves, you'll be glad you invested in this time-defying miracle. Powdered eggs are not just a convenience, they're a survival essential that ensures you can maintain a balanced diet no matter what challenges come your way. 7. Life-saving nutrition. Freeze-dried vegetables. When it comes to survival prepping, most people focus on carbs and proteins, but the real danger in long-term emergencies is often overlooked: micronutrient deficiency. That's where freeze-dried vegetables become a game-changer. These aren't just a luxury, they're a lifeline. A single 10-can of freeze-dried broccoli or mixed vegetables can last up to 25 years while retaining nearly all the vitamins and minerals of fresh produce. History has shown us the deadly consequences of neglecting essential nutrients. During the siege of Leningrad in World War II, more people succumbed to malnutrition and scurvy than to the bombs falling around them. Your body can't survive on rice, beans, and canned meat alone. Without critical nutrients like vitamin A, C, K, iron, and folate, your immune system will weaken, leaving you vulnerable to illness when medical help might be unavailable. Freeze-dried vegetables are a marvel of modern food preservation. They retain up to 97% of their original nutrients, weigh a fraction of their fresh counterparts, and rehydrate in minutes with just a bit of boiling water. They're compact, lightweight, and morale-boosting. Imagine sitting in the dark during a prolonged power outage, opening a pouch, and suddenly having a colorful plate of peas, carrots, and corn. That splash of color isn't just food, it's hope and a reminder of normalcy. The cost of freeze-dried vegetables is rising fast. In 2021, a can of freeze-dried green beans cost around $20. Today, that same can is closer to $35, and experts predict that climate change could double prices again in the coming years. Fresh vegetables are also the first to disappear from grocery stores during disasters. After Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, produce aisles were stripped bare within hours, and months later, people were still struggling to find basic vegetables. By stockpiling freeze-dried options now, you can avoid the chaos and ensure your family has the nutrients they need to stay healthy and strong. 6. Liquid gold. Coffee. Coffee might seem like a luxury in a survival scenario, but it's far from optional. It's not just about caffeine, it's about morale, focus, and maintaining a sense of normalcy when everything else feels like it's falling apart. That morning cup of coffee can be the difference between dragging yourself through the day and actually functioning. History proves coffee's importance in times of crisis. During World War I, U.S. soldiers consumed so much coffee that the military considered it a strategic resource. In the Civil War, Union troops rioted when their coffee supplies were cut off. Today, coffee is a $500 billion global industry, but it's under serious threat. In 2021, Brazil, the world's largest coffee producer, lost 30% of its crop to unexpected frosts and droughts, causing prices to spike by 70% almost overnight. Other major producers like Ethiopia and Vietnam are also grappling with shifting weather patterns, making coffee increasingly scarce and expensive. Stockpiling coffee now is a smart move. Instant coffee, vacuum-sealed grounds, or freeze-dried crystals can last up to 20 years if stored properly. In a collapse scenario, coffee becomes more than just a personal comfort. It's a powerful barter item. During Argentina's 2001 financial meltdown, imported goods like coffee were traded like gold because they were nearly impossible to find locally. Imagine the value of offering a neighbor a hot cup of coffee during a crisis. It could buy you safety, loyalty, or even critical supplies in return. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a symbol of civilization and a tool for survival. Stock up now while it's still affordable, because when the world falls apart, this so-called luxury will quickly become a necessity. 5. The survival superfood. Lentils. Lentils might not be the first food that comes to mind when you think of survival prepping, but they should be. This humble legume has been feeding civilizations for over 8,000 years, and for good reason. In a collapse scenario, lentils are the perfect combination of nutrition, versatility, and efficiency. One of the biggest advantages of lentils is how quickly they cook. Unlike beans, which often require hours of soaking and cooking, lentils are ready to eat in just 15 to 20 minutes. This is a critical factor when you're trying to conserve fuel, whether it's propane, firewood, or another limited resource. Nutritionally, lentils are a powerhouse. A single cup provides 18 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, and essential nutrients like iron, folate, and magnesium. Pair them with rice and you've got a complete protein profile that rivals steak in nutritional value. Lentils are also incredibly long-lasting. When stored properly, they can remain edible for up to 30 years. During the Syrian refugee crisis, aid organizations relied heavily on lentils because they were cheap, portable, and packed with nutrients. In India, lentils are a daily staple for hundreds of millions of people, providing energy and stabilizing blood sugar levels for those who can't afford meat. The economics of lentils are hard to beat. A 25-pound bag costs around $30 and provides over 11,000 calories. That's less than the price of a single steak dinner in a major city. However, climate change is already impacting lentil production. In 2021, Canada, one of the world's top producers, lost nearly 40% of its crop to drought. As shortages become more common, prices are likely to skyrocket. Lentils are also incredibly versatile. They can be used in soups, stews, spreads, or even sprouted into fresh greens. When the shelves go bare, lentils won't just keep you alive, they'll keep you thriving. They're a survival superfood that offers fuel, nutrition, and peace of mind in one small, unassuming canned small fish. When people think of canned fish for emergencies, tuna is usually the first thing that comes to mind. But in a true crisis, you'll wish you had stocked up on sardines, mackerel, and anchovies instead. These small, unassuming fish are nutritional powerhouses that often get overlooked. A single can of sardines delivers more omega-3 fatty acids than an expensive bottle of supplements, along with 25 grams of protein, calcium, vitamin D, and B12. These nutrients are critical for keeping your body and mind functioning under stress. Omega-3s in particular are a lifesaver during high-stress situations. They help protect your brain from anxiety and depression, which can be just as dangerous as physical threats in a prolonged emergency. During World War II, sardines were shipped in massive quantities to soldiers because they were easy to store, transport, and provided reliable nutrition when fresh meat was unavailable. The global fish supply, however, is in trouble. According to the UN, 90% of the world's fisheries are either fully exploited or overfished. In 2022, Pacific sardine harvests were slashed by more than half, and rising fuel costs are making it harder for fishing fleets to operate. When supply chains break down, your stash of canned sardines or mackerel could become as valuable as gold. These small fish also have a longer shelf life than you might think. Properly stored, canned sardines can last 5 to 10 years and often remain safe to eat well beyond their expiration date. Unlike larger fish like tuna or salmon, sardines and anchovies sit lower on the food chain, meaning they contain fewer toxins like mercury. They're also more sustainable, as they regenerate faster in the wild. In past economic collapses such as Greece's financial crisis in 2010, families relied on sardines and olives to survive when fresh food became unaffordable. While others are fighting over the last cans of tuna, your stockpile of nutrient-dense small fish will keep you strong, sharp, and ready to face whatever comes next. 3. The survival elixir. Apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar might not be the first thing you think of when building a survival pantry, but it's one of the most versatile and valuable items you can stockpile. This isn't just a condiment, it's a tool for food preservation, natural medicine, and even hygiene. During the 14th century plague, vinegar was used as a disinfectant when modern medicine didn't exist. In the American frontier days, settlers relied on vinegar brines to preserve vegetables and meat through harsh winters. One of the most remarkable things about apple cider vinegar is its shelf life. A sealed bottle can last indefinitely, and even if it becomes cloudy over time, it remains safe and effective. Nutritionally, it's a lifesaver in emergencies. Vinegar helps regulate blood sugar levels, which is critical when diets are heavy on carbs. Studies show that vinegar can reduce glucose spikes by up to 34% after high-carb meals, a benefit that could literally save lives in situations where insulin is scarce. But the uses of apple cider vinegar go far beyond nutrition. It's a powerful barter item in times of crisis. During Venezuela's economic collapse, vinegar was traded like cash because it could disinfect water, clean wounds, and kill bacteria on surfaces when pharmacies were empty. Its utility is off the charts. You can use it to pickle vegetables, extend the shelf life of fresh produce, calm acid reflux, and even clean your home when commercial cleaners are unavailable. The U.S. produces only about 50 million gallons of apple cider vinegar annually. most of it derived from apple crops that are increasingly threatened by climate change. When disaster strikes, vinegar will disappear from shelves faster than you think. Stockpiling a few gallons now is a low-cost investment that could pay off in countless ways when the world turns upside down. 2. The comfort fuel. Shelf-stable cheese. Cheese might seem like a luxury in a survival scenario, but it's actually a highly practical and valuable food to stockpile. Powdered cheese and wax-sealed hard cheeses like cheddar, Gouda, or Parmesan can last for years without refrigeration, making them ideal for long-term storage. During World War II, the U.S. military stockpiled massive amounts of powdered cheese because it was compact, calorie-dense, and boosted troop morale. Nutritionally, cheese is a powerhouse. Just 1 ounce provides 7 grams of protein, 9 grams of fat, and about 120 calories, making it an excellent source of energy in stressful situations. It's also rich in calcium, vitamin K2, and conjugated linoleic acid, all of which are essential for bone health and immune function. In long-term emergencies, weak bones and compromised immunity can be life-threatening, so the nutrients in cheese are more than just a bonus, they're a necessity. The cost of cheese is already rising, and history shows how quickly it can become a scarce commodity. During Argentina's financial collapse, cheese prices tripled in a matter of months, and it became one of the most hoarded foods. Powdered cheese, often overlooked, can last over a decade in sealed cans and instantly transform bland staples like rice, pasta, or potatoes into something that feels like a real meal. Cheese also has significant barter value. In Bosnia during the 1990s war, small blocks of cheese were traded for essentials like cigarettes, medicine, and even fuel. Beyond its nutritional benefits, cheese provides psychological comfort. When your family is tired of eating the same monotonous meals, a sprinkle of cheese can make all the difference. It's not just food, it's a morale booster, a tradable asset, and a survival essential. 1. Vines, the infinite food source. Sprouting seeds. If there's one item that stands above the rest in a survival scenario, it's sprouting seeds. These tiny powerhouses have the unique ability to transform into fresh living vegetables with nothing more than water and a jar. No soil, no sunlight, no fertilizer, just pure renewable nutrition. During the 2011 Fukushima disaster in Japan, survivors who had stored sprouting seeds were eating fresh greens within days, while others were stuck relying on canned and processed foods. Nutritionally, sprouts are a goldmine. They're packed with enzymes, vitamin C, vitamin A, B vitamins, magnesium, and protein. A single tablespoon of mung bean seeds can grow into a full cup of crunchy, nutrient-dense sprouts. This is exponential food growth, calories that multiply instead of deplete. Properly stored sprouting seeds can last 5 to 10 years and still germinate, making them one of the most reliable food sources you can have in a crisis. Fresh vegetables are always the first to disappear from grocery stores during emergencies. After Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, produce aisles were stripped bare for months. But with sprouting seeds, you bypass the supply chain entirely. You're growing fresh, healthy food right on your kitchen counter, no matter what's happening outside. The cost of sprouting seeds is minimal compared to their value. A $20 bag of alfalfa seeds can produce hundreds of pounds of sprouts, providing a renewable source of nutrition for your family. They're also incredibly valuable for barter. Throughout history, the person with fresh greens during a famine or siege was often the one everyone else turned to for help. Beyond their practical benefits, sprouting seeds offer something even more important: hope. In a world that feels like it's falling apart, watching something grow on your counter can be a powerful reminder that life goes on. Sprouting seeds are more than just food. They're a symbol of resilience, renewal, and survival. Stockpile them now, because when the shelves are empty, they'll be worth their weight in gold. When disaster strikes and the systems we rely on crumble, the choices you make today will determine how well you and your family weather the storm. Stockpiling the right foods isn't just about survival, it's about maintaining health, morale, and a sense of normalcy in the face of chaos. From the nutrient-packed power of oats and lentils to the long-lasting versatility of freeze-dried vegetables and sprouting seeds, each of these items serves a critical role in keeping you nourished and prepared. These aren't just groceries, they're lifelines. They're the difference between scrambling for scraps and confidently feeding your family while the world outside struggles to cope. Whether it's the comfort of shelf-stable cheese, the brain-boosting benefits of canned small fish, or the infinite potential of sprouting seeds, these foods are investments in your future security. The time to act is now. Don't wait until the shelves are empty and the prices skyrocket. Start building your stockpile today, one item at a time, and ensure that when the next crisis hits, you'll be ready not just to survive, but to thrive.